What are your larger thoughts about artists and scientists as partners?
Well, the reason I wanted to be a TA for the course is because it really did change my whole academic outlook at Brown, in that I realized that I didn't have to focus exclusively on the biological sciences because I'm pre-med. I didn't have to go this very rigorous science path with leaving behind a rigorous humanities and arts path. So I think one of the main things that I've taken away is, with the experience of the classes, that I want to share with as many of my pre-med friends and just friends in general. And with that, I also am able to kind of shape the curriculum, and I know the workshops and things that I really, really loved and really affected me, and the ones that I didn't find as effective. So being a TA, I think that's one of my favorite parts about the position too, is that knowing that I'm going to affect other people and hopefully inspire other students in a way that's super, super effective for them. Definitely.
Yeah. So I didn't realize you were pre-med. So you're pre-med, and is that why you think those pictures really hit you?
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking about too, because I think the other time that I've worked with cancer patients was in a surgical oncology office and in an OR. So I worked for 8 weeks in that setting, and that was when I probably engaged with cancer patients the most, is when they're receiving diagnoses, receiving surgeries, treating them post-operatively. And in that sense, I'm seeing them in their most acute sickness phases. And here you're seeing these patients but celebrating their beauty. It's just a very different environment. And I think Elizabeth also spoke beautifully about that, and how, cancer doesn't define her, and how she's viewing herself as a sick individual, but is also able to view herself in these very, I guess, beautiful and also like connected to the rest of her family kind of way. It was very nice. Yeah, and also just how, she really did make herself vulnerable in this situation. She was being photographed on a huge screen with close-ups of her face in front of 100 people, which is a very vulnerable position to be in. And I just spoke to her after, and she just said, and someone went up to her and said, "Wow, you're so brave for doing this." And she goes, "What do I have left? Like, I don't care. This really has gotten me through this week, and I'm really brave, and I want to do this." I thought that was so awesome.
It's interesting that her timeline, it's like, this made a huge difference for me today, this week.
Yeah. And hearing that vocabulary too is always very
It's different
powerful.
than what you think about.
No, especially when you're on the pre-med path. I'm thinking 7 years ahead. That's my plan is never like this week, next week, even though probably should be sometimes.